Hello and welcome back to Budget Bangers. Again, as always, apologies for the wind noise. We just had that storm, whatever you want to call it, come through, and it's still a bit windy out here, so there's going to be a bit of a wind noise. I want to show you on my latest purchase. It's an unusual, quirky car. It's mostly based off a Fiat 500. Absolute bargain of a car. I think the retail price, and it's 2,400. I think Auto Trader recommends for a private seller this car be £1,300. It's a 2012 plate with 110,000 miles on it. Now, if it was a Fiat 500, I dare say you could probably stick £1,000 on each of them prices, and you'd probably get it quite comfortably. Car.co.uk has just bought a Fiat, an 08 Fiat 500 that was knackered and had 150,000 miles on. I think he said he paid like £700-800 for it, where I've only paid £600 for this car. I haven't really looked around. I basically just did my basic looks around when I was viewing it to buy it. So we'll give it a proper look over and see what we think. And here it is, in all of its glory. Obviously, for those of you that do not know what one of these things are, this is called a Chrysler yipsilon. Now, there's probably going to be a disagreement as to how you say the name, but I typed in the Google Translate, it said ypsilon, not yipsilon or anything like that. So I'm calling it an ypsilon. Mechanically wise, underneath everything, it is, as I said, it's a Fiat 500. They were never really a popular car. There's not a lot of them around. There's only one on Auto Trader at this sort of age and mileage, and that's up for 2.2, I think it is. So what we'll do is we'll just basically have a little look around it. I haven't really looked at it too much. There's a little bit of a story behind this car as well as to how I ended up coming across it. Recently in the area, quite a popular car trader who basically does what I do, or did what I did, shall I say. All the cheapy little cars, save some from scrap yards. He even went to the extent of breaking them, things like that. He had a body shop local. Always heard nice things about him. He recently not too long ago passed away, and somebody was dealing with all the cars he has, and the bloke about it said he's got about 70 logbooks he needs to sort through. That's how many cars he had. Always heard nice things about him. I've never heard anybody say a bad word against him, personally or professionally. So I dare say this could be a half decent car. I was actually part of the funeral procession in my truck. It was massive. They were contemplating closing the street. But anyway, back to the car. So I ended up coming across this because he passed away, and somebody was basically trying to sort out the amount of cars he had, and this was one that came up, and I thought I'll have a dabble. I wouldn't say I dislike these cars, but I've always been curious by them as to how, basically, if this was a Fiat 500, I'd have a queue of people in the street. Even if it was a Ford K, I'd probably have a queue of people in the street, but nobody seems to want them. They are funny looking little things. I think when you see pictures of them and things like that, they look a lot worse in person. I wouldn't say it's a bad looking car, but obviously compared to a Fiat 500 or a Ford K, it is a bit of an ugly car. But where's the fun in having something that you pass 20 times just popping the Asda. Whereas you have someone like this driving down the road, you ain't going to see another one, quite simply. But we'll have a look around it, see what we think, and yeah, we'll suss out where we're going with it. We'll start from this corner here. Very slight fading of the headlight, nothing too major. Now this car has been stood a while because obviously the fella passed away and they've had an absolute mountain of cars to sort through. The only major work needs body wise is a bit of rust starting to come through here, which is a shame, but we'll try and tidy that up. When I came to the car, these two tyres were flat as a pancake. This one has possibly survived. It is still a little flat. I just got a bit of wind in it so I could get it on my truck. It's got a runway tyre on it. It's decent tread wise from what I can tell. I don't know, I need to get it pumped up, see how long it's going to hold air, or even see if it's actually salvageable. Then coming down here, we've got no major scratches in it from what I can tell. You know, you've got your little bits here and there that'll want a bit of TLC, and we've got moss starting to appear in the windows. Overall, I mean, like silver's a good colour. I'll pause here for a minute because there's been wagons here. Oh yeah, sorry about that, it's been there. But yeah, down this side, no major damage or anything like that. Not really much of a scratch. Obviously I'll know better once it's had a good clean. Round the back, bumper corners, nothing really to see. It's had some touch-ups on the edges, which aren't the best of matches. And then, now this tyre, as we can see here, has not fared very well, and will want replacing. Tread wise, it's not very good either, to be honest with you, so it's definitely going to want a tyre on. We've got a bit of something going on here where it's had something stuck on it, but yeah, you've got the usual scratches on the bumper top. There's a little bit of a scuff going on here which will definitely polish out. That's not an issue. Around this side here we have a good year with a decent tread on, and it's an all season tyre as well, so either somebody's had one of them laid about or somebody's decided to spend some money on it. And again, pretty much same story here, no major scratches, just dirty off where it's been stood. Mirror caps, a little scratch. Mostly dirt, got a bit of rust starting up here at the bottoms there. And round to the front, again, just dirty. We've had some touch-ups on the bottoms of the bonnet, and I can't tell whether the stone chips or whether that's dirt. There is some stone chips in there, but a lot of it's just dirt. Definitely need some new number plates. Yeah, and even like this tyre here, this is a runway as well, and we have our own wheel trim, so we need to get a set of them. Tread wise, feels alright, a little bit perished on the sidewalls, but all in all, not too bad. We do need to do something with these wiper blades. Somebody has not set them right. They're set too high. There's a little bit of play in the linkage as well, right? But it was advised in his last test that this wiper arm was hitting the ear pillar, which you can see there, even when you drop it down, it's still too high. So we'll need to have a fiddle around with them and get them sat right. And also we have 2 keys, which are even Fiat keys as well. We'll have a quick gander inside, get out the wind. inside. Now this is quite actually a pleasant little place to be. Quite a nice design of interior. And you got this sort of patterned fabric here, which is nice, and it's all over the dashboard as well. And considering the car's got 110,000 miles on it, it's fared well in here. It is a nice. These seats are nice. You know, you don't have any major bolster wear or anything like that. Even just looking at it, it's quite an appealing sight as well. It's quite a pretty interior. Fortunately, we have no service history with it, but we have a logbook which says this car's had 4 owners from new, which is always good. We do have a Chrysler owner's manual. That's about all we have. We've got a bit of trim there, which I don't know where that's from. The only real thing is we've got a bit of wear on the steering wheel. I'm guessing it's been a one-hand jobby. Behave yourself. And we'll give it a start up. I'll show you what I mean about the wipers. It's only very slightly hitting, to be honest with you. So whoever's advised that is maybe being a bit harsh, which is a good job, because that means we don't have too much going on. We'll classic FM, we'll knock that off before I get told off. Being tuned to classic FM, which is always a good sign. Now, being that it's based off a Fiat 500, I will bet money on this aircon not working, because Fiat 500s love their condensers. Oh, it's making a noise. It's making a noise. It's at least trying. There is a possibility. We'll give it a minute, but I dare say that's working. Well, I'll be. That's a shock and a half. It's either trying to work or it's got a little leak on it and it's just hissing away, but it's trying to do something. But we'll turn this back on, because I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked through any of this. I don't know what I have in terms of spec wise or anything like that. I'll be honest with you, you could tell me what spec this thing is and I don't think anybody would know. We have a radio. It does appear that we don't, well, apparently, yeah, it doesn't appear that we have anything else, but I'll have a look into that and see what we've got. So we've got aircon, all the Bobby Basics, electric windows, manual mirrors, no cruise control, anything like that. It's basically, you got what you need. It is a really nice interior, this. I'm pleasantly surprised as to how just appealing it is to be in here, especially compared to the Fiat 500s and things in the Ford Ka. This is a much nicer interior. We've even got some petrol in it. We might give this a bit of a run around and see what we can come up with. 110,000 miles on it, and I dare say it's not going to tell me anything else. The clock is flashing because it has had a battery on and the time hasn't been set. But we'll have a look around the rest of the interior. And one thing that is quite nice to see is it's not that dirty. It just wants a quick hoover and a quick bit of treatment to the plastics and things like that. I've got a little fag burn there, which isn't too bad. I've got bits of minor dirt on bolsters and things like that. Yeah, all in all, you know what? Especially compared to a Fiat 500. I mean, like, the doors were a bit narrow to get in and out of. But, so much more legroom than a Fiat. I dare say if people gave these half a chance, it seems like a nice car. But in the UK, we don't seem to buy into American car brands, as not a lot of us seem to be that interested in American car brands. Over in England, just have the reputation of being big, bulky and horrible. I know sometimes, no spare wheel, but I think I've got a Fiat spare wheel somewhere. Sometimes these can be quite difficult to get hold of parts for. Then you can get a Chrysler Delta, I think it is, which is basically just a Fiat Brava. They can be a bit tricky to get hold of parts for because they're not exactly the same. I know, like, things like coil springs and that deal apart only, and finding a Chrysler dealer in the UK is like trying to pull hen's teeth. But I've checked with my local suppliers and they can get all sorts for this. So parts aren't going to be an issue. So basically what the plan is for this is going to be, it's been stood for a while, so the brakes are no good at all. I dare say we can fiddle around with them, get them so it's at least to a condition as to where we can get it in for an MOT to find out what exactly we're doing, which isn't the end of the world. And basically we're just going to get a nice set of wheel trims for it. I'm not a big fan of wheel trims matching body colours. So I don't really like black cars with black wheels or silver cars with silver wheels. So we'll get a nice set of black wheel trims, which I think will match in with the colour on the wing mirrors, and it'll elevate it a bit more. We'll get some new number plates for it. Potentially a couple of tyres, definitely one. We'll adjust them wipers so they're not stuck halfway up the window. And we'll just give it a good old clean. We'll have a look under the bonnet and see what the crack is there. Now, people who bought it off did put a new battery on, which is good because apparently these are stop-start battery and they're expensive. So there's an expense saved. But yeah, just looking at it, you know, there's plenty of yous out there that will recognise that as a little Fiat fire engine, as they're called. I dare say it hasn't had a timing belt on, because we've still got a sticker on there, but I don't really think we can justify the price range it's going to be with everything else we're potentially going to have to do. We're definitely not going to be able to put a timing belt on. So whoever buys this car, I will advise them, there is no history. You might want to look into getting a timing belt done, and then that's down to them. Yeah, it's a straight level little car, and I can't fault it in the slightest. Even like underneath, I think there's it's a little bit damp, like a typical Fiat. But that sump looks like it's been changed at some point. The exhaust looks like it's been changed at some point. So I think somebody has cared for this car. They just got to a point where you know, it's getting on a bit. Might do a change. But yeah, what do you think of it? It's starting to grow on me, especially the interior. I love the interior. I think if they put as much effort into the exterior as the interior, this car would have potentially have outsold the Fiat. But yeah, what do you think? Let's have a chat in the comments down below. And yeah, a little update as well. Got the Alto back. Full year's MOT with no advisories. I potentially have a trader interested in buying that. So we're going to give it just a clean up and see if we can get that sell to him. The Clio I dropped off when I picked the Alto up. That's off getting a retest, which will basically just want a minor clean. It doesn't really want anything too extravagant, which is always good news because sometimes we can get some dogs. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. All the links will be in the description down below for my business page and TikTok channel. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. And thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.